You've been visualizing over and over, trying to pull money into your life. But here's the thing. If your nervous system still treats your bank account like a bear attack, nothing changes. Every time you check your credit score, there's this primitive alarm in your brain. It's called the amygdala, and it fires off exactly like there's a predator right behind you. And unless you reset that reflex, no vision board, no affirmation, no side hustle will ever stick. Today, we're getting into this. Financial trauma, it's not psychological, it's biological. Welcome to Cosmic Consent. Let's begin. The amygdala and your credit score. Let's talk about your FICO score. In America, if your credit score drops just 30 points, your cortisol levels can spike as if you've just survived a car crash. Your stomach knots up, you can't sleep at night, you're constantly on edge waiting for something bad to happen. Why? Because your amygdala, that primitive part of your brain, can't tell the difference between a late payment and a lion. It's that ancient. So when a bank notification pops up, you can't even read it. Your hand won't open the envelope. You have the money, but you can't make yourself pay. This isn't laziness. Your nervous system is frozen. When you're in fight or flight mode, your prefrontal cortex, your logical brain, goes offline. It completely shuts down. That's why so many of your financial decisions aren't really your decisions. Suddenly, you delete your investment apps. You close your savings account. You go on a spending spree just to numb that empty feeling inside. And then comes the wave of regret. And to push that down, you buy something else. You know this cycle. And here's the scariest part. In this state, you can't even see opportunities. A solid investment opportunity appears and it just slips right past you. You're in a job interview and you need to say a number, but your throat locks up. Because when your brain is in survival mode, imagining abundance is biologically impossible. This isn't irresponsibility. It's not incompetence. This is a biological hijacking. Why affirmations don't work. Have you ever stood in front of the mirror and said, "I am abundance. I am wealth." And right in that moment, felt a knot in your stomach? That knot, that's your nervous system telling you you're lying. The words are beautiful. The vibration is high. Everything looks right. But your body is telling a completely different story. Why? Because your subconscious has a dollar comfort zone. It's an upper limit that got set without you even knowing. For most people, this zone sits between $5,000 and $10,000 in their savings account. Staying below that number feels familiar, safe. But the moment you go above it, things shift. Your brain reads every extra dollar above that line as a threat. Why? Because somewhere in your past, maybe as a kid, maybe as a young adult, you learned that money comes with pain. Maybe you heard your parents screaming when your dad went bankrupt. Maybe your mom said, "Rich people are crooks," and you nodded along. Maybe the moment you got your first paycheck, relatives suddenly started asking for loans. Your body recorded all of this, and it built a simple equation. More money equals more danger. We call this the biometric wealth gap. It's the gap between the money you dream about and the amount your nervous system can actually hold without panicking. Think about it. Your goal is $100,000, but your system is hardwired at $10,000. That $90,000 difference creates a tension field inside you, a battle you fight every single day. And guess who wins almost every time? Your nervous system. Because the nervous system isn't designed to make you happy. It's designed to keep you alive. That's its only job. And if money, according to its code, means unsafe, it will do everything in its power to keep that money away from you. That's why you unconsciously sabotage every opportunity that could get you closer to that $100,000. You lowball your salary request. You turn away a paying client. You forget to send the invoice. Right when you're about to invest, you tell yourself, "Now's not the right time." And then you sit there wondering why you did it. But the answer is simple. Your nervous system believes that if you take that money, you won't survive. Affirmations don't work because while you're saying, "I am rich," your nervous system is answering back, "No, you're not. And if you become rich, we die." This isn't a belief problem. This is a nervous system encoding. And today, we're going to start rewriting that code. The financial fight or flight loop. Now we've arrived at the most critical point. What you're going through, it's not just some personal weakness. The financial system is literally designed to keep you trapped in this fight or flight loop. Let's zoom out and look at the big picture. Student loans. You start your career already drowning in debt. Medical bills. Getting sick has literally become a luxury. Credit card interest. Make the minimum payment. Catch your breath for a second. Then watch the interest pile right back on. None of these systems were designed by accident. Their purpose is to keep that ancient alarm bell in your brain ringing, constantly, without stopping. Think about it like this. For our ancestors, danger had a clear beginning and end. A lion shows up, you fight or you run. It's over. Cortisol spikes, then drops. But in modern life, the lion never leaves. You wake up, grab your phone. Bank notification. The lion's there. Lunch break. You check. Your credit card statement just hit. The lion's still there. Before bed, you glance at your retirement fund. It dropped again. The lion's right there. And the worst part? You've gotten so used to the lion always being there that you started to believe this is normal. You're living in a constant state of financial hypervigilance. It's become your default setting. And do you know what happens to you in this mode? Your creativity shuts down. Your intuition freezes. You can't see opportunities. Why? Because your brain is too busy scanning for threats to even consider possibilities. When an opportunity appears, your brain's first question is, what could go wrong here? It never asks, what could go right? Because to a brain in survival mode, the possibility of things going right is a luxury. Its job is to find danger. And let me tell you, it is incredibly good at finding danger. There's something else too. In this state, your perception of time gets warped. The future disappears. All that exists is this month's bill, this week's payment, today's problem. You can't think long-term. You can't invest. You can't save. Because your brain shifts into, let's just survive today. We'll figure out tomorrow later. And here's the tragic irony. Tomorrow never comes. Every day is today. Every day is a crisis. Every day is the same loop. So to break out of this loop, you first have to understand something. You are not lazy. You are not incompetent. You are not financially illiterate. Your nervous system is doing its absolute best under an artificial downpour of threats created by the modern financial world. And the way to break this cycle isn't more affirmations. It isn't more hard work. The way to break this cycle is to teach your nervous system that it's safe. And right now, we're about to talk about exactly how to do that. The fix: resetting your nervous system. Now, let's get to the most important question. How do we actually break this cycle? The answer starts somewhere much simpler than you think. The reset doesn't start with a budget. It doesn't start with a new spreadsheet, or tracking your income and expenses, or even getting a new job. The reset starts with your breath. Because your nervous system doesn't speak the language of budgets. The language of the nervous system is the body, its breath, its rhythm. Let me give you a practice that's incredibly simple, but unbelievably powerful. Before you check your portfolio, before you open your banking app, before you even look at that terrifying credit card statement, stop first and send a signal deep into your vagus nerve, into the deepest part of your body, a signal that says, we are safe. How? With a simple breathing rhythm. We call it the 4-4-6 breath. Breathe in slowly through your nose for 4 seconds. Feel the air filling your belly. Feel your chest expanding. Then hold it for 4 seconds. As you hold that breath, notice your heartbeat slowing down. And then, for 6 seconds, exhale gently through your mouth. Not like you're blowing out a candle, but like you're softly lifting a feather into the air. As you breathe out, feel your shoulders drop. Feel your jaw loosen. Feel that knot in your stomach start to unwind. That breath, it sends a single message to your amygdala. And the message is, we're not dying. Calm down. These are just numbers on a screen. And you don't just do this once. You make it a ritual. Every time you open a banking app, before every bill payment, before every investment decision. And over time, do you know what happens? Your nervous system's capacity to hold more wealth expands. It's like building muscle. You can't walk into a gym today and lift 200 pounds, but day by day, 5 pounds, 10 pounds, 20 pounds, your muscles get stronger. Your nervous system is the exact same way. $10,000 becomes safe first. That number no longer makes you panic. Then $50,000 becomes safe. You see it in your account and your stomach doesn't clench. Then $100,000. And suddenly, you realize that numbers that once felt impossible now feel normal. And at that point, something really important happens. Money doesn't come because you're chasing it anymore. Money comes because your body stopped running from it. Abundance isn't something you chase. Abundance is a state your nervous system finally gives permission for. And when it gives that permission, you'll be amazed at what starts flowing into your life. Because the universe, or call it circumstances, call it whatever you want, can send you anything. But if your nervous system hasn't given permission, you'll find a way to push it away. But when your nervous system finally says, we're safe now, the doors swing wide open. And the key that unlocks those doors, it's the breath you're carrying in your lungs right now. Your financial ceiling isn't your skill set. It's your survival programming. This week, I want you to do one thing. Catch the moment when you feel that tightness in your chest around money. Stop. Breathe. And say to yourself, my nervous system is upgrading to match my vision. My nervous system is upgrading to match my vision. My nervous system is upgrading to match my vision. Drop this in the comments. What's your current safe dollar limit? Be honest. Bringing that number into the light is the first step of healing. And if this video touched something inside you, share it with a friend who's struggling living paycheck to paycheck. That's it for today on Cosmic Consent. Be gentle with yourself. Abundance is your natural state. See you next time.